So let's learn about the difference between straight ahead action and pose to pose. Set up a simple scene with 4 boxes forming a straight line with plenty of space between them. Then create a sphere. And from the top view, I want you to animate the sphere going around the boxes straight ahead. That means you start at frame 0 and go forward and set a key every 5 frames and animate it going around the boxes. Now notice how disorganized this is. Notice how it's hard to set a proper path and trajectory. Even to get a constant speed is very difficult. Now go back and restart your scene. And this time, first sit down, starting at frame 0, and go and set the key poses of where you want the ball to be at certain times. Then as you scrub back and forth between your timeline, you can set breakdowns or in-betweens to refine that path even more. See how much easier it was to animate the ball going around the squares when we used pose to pose? Now, if it's this easy to get lost in an animation when it's just a simple sphere and some boxes, imagine how much easier it is to get lost in an animation with a whole character or a whole cast of characters in a whole scene. That's why proper planning and preparation is so important to executing good animation, and pose to pose is one of the greatest tools in your arsenal to help you execute that plan. But this isn't to say that straight ahead animation is bad or not useful. In fact, it's probably the most natural way to animate. But straight ahead action is best when used between prepared keyframes. We'll learn more about this later in further lessons, but for now, try to understand the difference between straight ahead action and pose to pose and the strengths of each. Now it's time to give ourselves a bit of a mental rest. Our brain uses 25% of our body's oxygen. That means a lot must be going on up there that we're not even aware of. You see, just like having too many programs open in the background on your computer can really affect your computer's performance, it's the same with our minds. If we have too many tasks or to-dos or things we're trying to remember in the back of our minds as we're going through our day, we're not going to be nearly as effective as we can be. So what I recommend is just writing out a to-do list. You can get pen and paper and just write down these ideas that are on your mind or things you know you've got to get done. Just write them down and then you know you've got them there. You don't have to use paper. You can use your smartphone, tablet, computer, anything. But the point is to get it out of your mind and onto a form or a system that you know is going to remind you later. Then you can let go of that, and that frees up mental energy for you to focus on your task at hand. That's all I got to say about personal energy for now. Hoo-wee!